Alright. Hello, everybody. We're here for some more Mono White Death and Taxes. Oh, wait. Am I getting my own? Oh, there we go. Had myself unmuted on my little... I'm watching myself over in the corner. Anyway, we're here more Legacy Death and Taxes. It's a very similar list that I've been playing. I made the change that I wanted, that I was talking about towards the end of the stream yesterday, and I swapped the third Cataclysm for the third Chalice. And I think queuing into like Grixis and stuff, I'm going to start trying to test out Chalice again. The sideboard probably looks like, or sideboarding for that measure probably looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So like cut all the swords and mobs, leaving revokers maybe? It feels kind of bad, but with 3 chalices, so in previous iterations with like 2 chalices, it felt worse because you wanted to cut your moms because chalice and mom is obviously an anti-synergy. But it also felt bad cutting 4 moms, which are like not a bad card in the matchup for just 2 chalices. But being able to almost 1-for-1 swap chalice for mom, I think maybe makes it more appealing. I'm not sure. And if I still don't like chalice against Grixis, I don't think that 3 chalice is the right way to go. But been seeing more storm and stuff lately, and it's still like perfectly acceptable against stuff like miracles, obviously. So don't hate it. I know Phil's been on 3 chalices for a while, and I think Storm kind of pushed me over the edge in wanting to actually try it out. So let's play some Legacy. Overall, I'm pretty happy where this list is at, though. I think a lot of like the tinkering and fine-tuning I've been doing over the past couple months, I think has really paid off in terms of a deck list that I really like right now. And I think in terms of like bigger tournaments, I'd be happy registering probably like 73 of the 75 on any given moment. Obviously, there are always minute tweaks that you make last minute, and you think maybe not last minute, but closer to certain events coming up and such. And then local metas, your deck list looks much different than this, probably. Local metas, you can definitely try to hate out other decks, because you're likely to see like the same 10, 15 decks rather than just like playing in a huge tournament where you don't really know what's going to happen. Alright. Stoneforge triple threat. I think this hand's keepable. On the play, Mom into a bunch of Stoneforges. Playing against combo, sad, but if we're playing against not combo, especially like Delver or something, we just could like walk all over them. I guess we could get like wastelanded. Or like the mirror. If it's the mirror, we just like instantly win almost. What's up? How's it going? What's up, Jendo? What are we playing against? Hopefully not Storm. Hopefully they don't. Alright. So it could be Storm, could be Grixis. Leaning more towards Storm. Grixis doesn't like play a full set of Thoughtseize. Why Wisp? I guess because we already have Infinite Stoneforges. Okay, yeah, definitely. Definitely Storm. And now we are very dead unless we find Thalia. So put her on 5 cards. Which Cataclysms do you prefer? I have all foil D&T, so I play the FTV Cataclysms. I also like the art just fine. I'm a sucker for old border foils, but obviously there are restrictions there. On the old art Cataclysm, you just like doesn't really like look. It looks kind of like a mess if you don't. Obviously, story wise, it's a big impactful moment and stuff. I think I'm just casting Stoneforge here. Gonna go get like Batterskull, gain some life. which is like not a good plan, but FTV is, yeah, I like the FTV is good enough. Obviously, FTV quality not great, but art's nice and it's the only foil. I'll take it. So we want to, like, if we can't draw a Thalia or like a land and a Sanctum Prelate or something, then I think we just want to like get Batterskull hits in if we somehow get there before my opponent goes off. But I feel like we're pretty dead next turn unless we just top deck Thalia here, or like Wasteland maybe, Wasteland Port. Yeah, my FTVs are pretty fine. They're notorious for being really bad, but I think specifically my Cataclysms have been okay. Not great. I wonder if porting is more valid here, just like to hope. Just like attack for 2. Or no. I think we just need to get this Batterskull in, because if my opponent somehow can't go off, then like connecting with Batterskull is big game, because it makes them just like add 2 extra storm count. And porting them from like 3 to 2 mana doesn't seem obviously like a great thing. They already have, if it port the sea, they still have access to 2 mana, which is pretty easy to go off on. Hopefully these cantrips are just worthless for them. But they didn't shuffle, and then they kept a card on Preordain, and then... Not great. We have like 5, assuming we live, we have like 5 draws in the deck that are lights out. I don't love this. I don't love this. Wasn't thresholded, at least. They have 4 mana, 3 cards in hand. But yeah, the moment they played Lotus Petal, we were pretty far out of this game. This is 5 mana? Is this... Oh yeah, okay, this is just Adnaz. So we have a chance of living. Not a good chance, but... This is just 5 mana Adnaz. They've already hit their land drop for turn 2, so they need to hit, like, Lotus Petals. What's up, STRGRV? Is that, like, initials, or is there a way to pronounce that? Am I just... I feel like it might stand for something, I have no idea what it might be. Alright, no Lotus Petals, no whammies. Yes, bunch of cantrips. Tendrils, good. Yep, good. 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 No petal. No petal. Diamond doesn't do it. Yes, we did it! We won! He just keeps going for fun. Cool. We did it! Tough game. Both teams tried hard. I can definitely feel the need for my opponent to, like, they're under a little bit of pressure to try to go off there. Oh, it stands for Stargrave. Okay, cool. Just Stargrave with no vowels. It's neat. Much easier than saying STRGRV whenever you're in the chat. That's for sure. So we got like 10 cards, cut. Oh, nope, not you, Thalia. What else do I usually cut? Like a Wisp and D&T a good deck to start into Legacy? I'm into Modern right now. For now. I think D&T, especially like price point wise, is a good entry point. The issue is if like I think you have to like really want to play D&T specifically to like get into the deck or to get into the format on Death and Taxes, because it doesn't build into a lot of other decks. A lot of your cards like don't really go anywhere. Like you have Ports and Vials you can build into like goblins, or you have like the Stoneforge package and Thalias you can build into Maverick or something, but generally the options are like pretty limited in terms of what D&T can build into. So typically if people are trying to like look at Legacy, I'd recommend like proxying up the deck and trying it out if you have the ability to do that, like any proxy events locally or some stuff like that. The deck is a lot of fun if you're inclined to enjoy this type of playstyle, though. It's definitely competitive, too. Best is when people think I'm on bot when I resub. Oh, that makes sense. Just, like, a bunch of gibberish characters. I think I just, like, cut Second Wisp, I guess. I felt like I cut something else yesterday when I played against this. It seems like that's the best cut. Oh, wait, no. Why am I cutting cards? These cards didn't go in. Oh, wait. Nope, still cutting cards. There were 10. Oh, because I had one less card to bring in last time, because this Chalice was a Cataclysm. So that's why. Yeah. I mean, again, like, there are entry points into Legacy, but usually those decks don't really build well into other decks. Like Manaless Dredge or Burn or Death and Taxes. I think Death and Taxes is probably, like, the most competitive in terms of, like, the cheaper decks. It's also significantly less cheap than stuff like Burn or Manaless. This hand has a Thalia, so we're gonna keep it and then like get Thoughtseize and lose. Having Mom Thalia is also especially nice if we somehow survive to turn 2 and don't get Thoughtseized. And I built D&T. My friend also suggested I build an unfair deck to do something when your brain is cooked from too much Death and Taxes. That's fair, honestly. Death and Taxes, like playing it long through big events, can be pretty mentally strenuous. Play like Sneak and Show or Turbo Depths or something to just like roll over your opponents sometimes. A few dual lands is literally the price of Death and Taxes. You can build like foil Death and Taxes for the price of most actual decks in Legacy. Alright. Hopefully we don't die or get Thoughtseize this turn. That would be nice. Would be really nice. Oh, that's rude. Let's just top deck another Thalia. Easy game, easy life. Nope. We can't attack their mana base, which I'm kind of tempted to do. We have, like, Port double Wasteland. Kind of tempted to just, like, try to take them off of doing anything. It's likely better than trying to get, like, the Stoneforge in this time, just considering their mana base is Underground Sea, and we have a Port if they go find a basic. And they didn't cast a cantrip here. They just had 1 mana and didn't do anything, so... I think the best plan of attack is just assault the mana base. What's up, Catmix? If my opponent had tapped out, I think I would be, interesting. I think I would have wastelanded it instead of porting for this exact reason. So they can't utilize the mana. But like they had the mana up, so if I wastelanded, they could have just brainstormed in response there, which is just the same as the brainstorming in their upkeep, in terms of if I had wastelanded it. Yes, come to the Legacy side. Everyone should play Legacy, it's a sweet format. So there's the basic. Uh-oh, we might just be dead. now. Can almost cancel Judgment of Lotus Petal. Yeah. I do think that Legacy would be, like, very far and away the most popular format if the card availability, the price point of the format wasn't such a big issue. Because it's definitely hard to get into the format as, like, the average Magic player. Oh yeah, I saw that. Casually opened this entire set of Dominaria. I'm almost tempted to play Stoneforge this turn, considering my opponent has just had 1 mana and not done anything with it for so long. It would definitely help increase my clock. Could even, like, Council's Judgment this Lotus Petal later. I think I do want to play Stoneforge here. Maybe that's wrong, because I didn't play it 2 turns ago or whatever. But they've consistently just not had anything to do with their 1 blue mana. They're just definitely building up cards in hand, though. Which is scary. Thank God you're not playing any of that gross... More of that gross modern format anymore. Yeah, I'm off it for a pretty good while, Limmer Boy. I am 100% down for Legacy. Oh yeah. At least, yeah, when you buy your dual lands, it's like, oh, well, these cards are expensive, but they're not gonna, like, suddenly sink and make me sad that I bought into them or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, all the card availability problems always just tie back into the reserve list, right? And that's just an issue that they have decided that, or for now at least, that they have yet to take a stance on. Oh yeah, the learning curve of Legacy is rough, and I imagine relearning it's not much different. I'm gonna Judgment their Petal. Take them off of black mana. Yeah, it took me a long time to learn not to suck. When I was starting on Death and Taxes, my buddy of mine that got me into the format, he played Rug Delver all the time, and, like, I could not win. I was just really bad at the Rug Delver matchup, which is just, now as a seasoned Death and Taxes player, it's like, oh wow, this is just a buy. I guess it's probably a good time to play Rip. They're at 10, so their ad nauseum kills are a lot weaker. Yeah. I agree. It's kind of annoying for those of us that just want to have some fun playing Magic. It's like, oh, well, I have to buy these, like, $400 pieces of cardboard just because they're ancient. So if I put them to 9, they're on a 2-turn clock versus, like, I need to draw a land to put them on. Yeah, I think we're just going to put in Batterskull. Attack with the Mom. Could also be lethal, I think, if we draw another land, because we could, like, play and equip the sword. That's exactly 9. Mox damage. Oh yeah, for sure. Watching streamers is the next best thing after, like, obviously playtesting yourself. Even sometimes it's better than playtesting yourself if you're really new. Just because sometimes streamers just have way better lines than you do. It's definitely a real good way to start learning. like Phyrexian Revoker, just get him. So I could go for lethal here. Opponent could have Chain of Vapor to survive lethal. Just like bounce my Batterskull. Yeah, the other thing is like being able to place. It's hard to play Legacy consistently if you're in like smaller areas too, or even like larger areas sometimes. Guess we can just go for lethal here. I want to equip to the Mom here, I think, because they can like Chain of Vapor or Batterskull. Just prevent a huge chunk of damage. This way they're just like 2 lethal attack, or like 2 very threatening attackers. If they like Chain of Vapor the Mom, then I can just tap it and whatever, hit them for 4 with the Germ Stall. Abrupt Decay. Sure. Deal. They have to burn 2 Lotus Petals to just not die this turn. Oh man, drawing Thalia would have been hot. But yeah, they're likely dead here. I would be very impressed if they could just kill me from this board state. Alright, here they go. Definitely a non-zero chance that we could die here. They have 6 cards in hand. But with a Rip in play and them being at 3, it has to be like just like Tutor Chains, which seems like it'd take an absurd amount of mana. Massacre, that doesn't kill my mom. Sure. Double Massacre? They're still dead because we can file in Stoneforge. Okay. Okay. I wonder where this is going. Empty, maybe? No, they're just dead if they empty, because we just have Sword of Fire and Ice. Just like tendrils for non-lethal? Oh yeah, that makes sense. But now, how do they kill me? This tendrils gets exiled, right? I have a rest in peace. Do they have a backup plan? They are just... Yeah, they're just dead. They just can't win anymore. File in Stoneforge, equip Batterskull to Mom, just attack for a bunch, gain a bunch of life. Kill them in like 2 turns anyway. And they're... Got him! Alright, where's Ant? Yeah, Ant has definitely been climbing in popularity recently. I blame Cyrus. He keeps murdering people with Ant. 2nd place at Eternal Weekend, 1st place at, like, what was it, SCG Vegas? Cyrus. Right? Bringing all these Storm players out of the woodwork. Yeah, I imagine that's not Loam's favorite matchup. You know, like Chalice, and then Thalia's post board, which is about what I have in terms of fighting the matchup. Except I have Thalia main deck and Chalice post board, but yeah, that's about where I am. Ugh, Sand kind of sucks. And Teague. Teague's a good one. Yeah, Sand kind of blows. Battle School, stop being an opening hand. This is like, I've had 4 openings. This is the 4th opening hand I've looked at, considering mulligans, and this is like the 3rd one that just has had a Battle School, including the 7 that I just mulled away. But this one, I mean, we can like cast Thalia and Revoker and stuff at least, and Scry land to the top. Just read, what would you be? We just be amped. Now we are in round 2 against whatever my opponent's doing. Please don't be elves, please don't be elves. Ooh. Green 12 post, huh? I guess we're revoking that. Expedition map. Candelabra. Oh, man. At least it's not useful yet. All I have is Forest. It may be Tron. Let's Legacy. God. Yeah, not anymore with the Candelabra, obviously. And I think 12 post just says, or whatever. The green post deck just has way more traction at this point. Post decks are definitely picking up speed. Oh yeah, I got the Hoogland block on Twitter. Prelate on 1 for Cropper. Nah, maybe Prelate was better than Thalia that turn. Wasn't really considering it, but Prelate on 1 is probably what I would go to here. Turns off other candlesticks, turns off stirrings or crop rotations, whatever they may have. Just kind of impulse to play Thalia there, but it probably would have been better to play Prelate, honestly, because the next turn I could like Thalia plus Port. Distracted by all the food talk in chat. I love food. It's a good thing to get. Yeah, definitely. I wear it as a badge of honor for sure. Who drew my Thalia emo? Oh, my girlfriend actually did. So I could play Wisp instead. I think just I could like Wisp and you still use Port. I think Prelate on 1's probably fine. Don't think my Source of Plowshares are going to be particularly useful. What is this? Croson Crit? No, they don't have that main deck, right? Oh, Warping Well, okay. Thanks, their map live. Yeah, I think I like Prelate. Not sure if 1's the right number. Definitely not experienced in this matchup, but I think 1 turns off like more maps, candelabras, whatever, ancient stirrings, crop rotations they might have. I assume this is finally going to be a cloud post. But then we can like just play Flicker Wisp, Flicker a land, and start porting them. Get a sizable clock on the table. Unfortunately, Candelabra is really good against Rashad and Port. You don't know what delay? I don't know, maybe. It's a question I never know the answer to. Mother of Rains. I think I'd rather port them than play that. I'm not sure if... I don't think I want to port a forest there. I'm using double green. They'd have to, like, just cast 2 different green spells, whereas, like, if they have another Cloud Post, I can potentially deny them some number of mana. Deal. That's all they're doing this turn. We have a sizable clock. We need to be wary of, like, All Is Dust. Or Ugin or something, but with Port, I'd be impressed if they could get there. Could, like, second warp away on my Wisp, maybe? I'm going to play this Mother of Runes because of, like, removal spell. My Wisp will still prevent lethal, or will still present lethal. Also, they could have, like, Glimmer Post gain some life. I think we're pretty good here. My opponent's draw has been particularly clunky. So they have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Something like that. Because they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go down to 4, go up to 6, yeah. Yeah, I guess with a Candelabra in play too, porting Cloud Post is way better than porting Forest, because worst case, they can always just use the Cloud Post to untap the Forest, if they need more green. Oh, cool. The classic float 2 mana concede. Alright. So, against green 12 post, we want these guys. I don't know if I want paths yet. Sometimes they're like the lower to the ground Eldrazi version that has like Thought Knots and stuff. But I think my assumption is that they are not on that version, that they're on like the more classic version that just has a bunch of big payoffs at the end. So you don't really want a card that's super clunky like Path to Exile. Is Chalice good? I guess they do have like a weird number of 1s in their deck. Our Mother of Runes notably do suck also. 3 Chalices, I can't afford another. Don't worry about it, D. Lewis. This is just a test. Phil's been doing it for a while, but I threw in the 3rd Chalice because I've been seeing a bunch of Storm online lately. Also, yeah, it did just get reprinted, I think? Wait, no, did it? No. Maybe it didn't. I don't know. It got reprinted in, like, the most recent Master Set. I don't think it was in UMA, though. Yeah, M25, that one. Yeah, that's fair. Maybe Chalice doesn't suck. That's kind of weird. I can see just, like, cutting, like, all my plows, bringing these Chalices. Yeah, EE got a reprint. Cut, like, Jite. Stoneforge. Spirit Keeper is randomly good against All Is Dust, which they probably play in a non-zero number. I think this match is mostly about mana disruption, though. Like, my endgame beaters don't particularly matter more than, like, the amount of Wastelands and Rishadan Ports and Cataclysms that I draw in a given game. Oof. Can I stop having Batterskull in my openers? Alright. Just Chalice on 1 on the draw on turn 2 seems, like, really weak. But, yeah, I'm gonna fuck off Palace Jailer. Did I bring in the Surgicals? I think I did. I should have. Surgicaling Cloud Post is big game in this matchup, as opposed to, like, the Eldrazi Post variants. Reveals Glimmer Post. Ooh, Rishadan Port. That's a card that does something. Yeah. I mean, there's a chance that Chalice is still better than, like, my worst card. Ratchet Bomb. Ratchet Bomb's a good answer to Chalice of the Void. Maybe I'm just supposed to play Stoneforge? Yeah, probably. Probably just playing Stoneforge here. I can always Council's Judgment the Ratchet Bomb away if I need to. Just go grab Batter Skull. See what they start doing with this Ratchet Bomb. If they ever tick it up, then we can play a Chalice. Yeah. Don't really know where they intend to go with that Ratchet Bomb, but we can Chalice them at least. Yeah, opponent has had some, like, real clunkers. What do they play? Warping Whale. Floating in mana. No, we have second Stoneforge, so this Batter Skull isn't stranded anymore. They're gonna cast something here? Cast one drop? Crop rotation, okay. Cutting themselves off of green seems aggressive. Why not kill their Caracas? Seems real odd. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. I barely want to play this Chalice anymore, but it's probably my best option. Considering they still could have, like, Expedition maps and Candelabras, which could be scary. I wonder where my opponent's going to go with this Ratchet Bomb. I assume they're going to, like, leave it on 1 until further notice. Nope. Just going to take it up to 2. Okay. Don't know what card they're intending to, like, beat with that Ratchet Bomb. It means they can't just murder my Stoneforge, unless I, like, revoke it and then play Stoneforge, which is probably fine. They have 1, 2, 3, 4. If they play Glimmer Post, they'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They still can't activate Eye. Old Legend Roll Crocus would have been Strip Mine. Oh man, good times. Where you sideboarded a second GT because you used your first one to kill their GT, and then you played your second one. Yeah, I guess Stoneforge plus Revoker is probably my best line. Could be like Revoker plus Port. I don't think I need to start porting until next turn, though. It's a little awkward if they end up having another, like, Warping Whale. Second, I played 4. I played on, like, the tail end of, like, of the Legend Rule format. Because M14 was when they changed it, right? And I think I started building into Legacy in, like, Gatecrash Dragon's Maze. I didn't really play Legacy for, like, another, like, year or 2 after that. So now they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. They can't Crop Rotation, though. We have this Chalice. They can't, like, Candelabra. They can't do a lot of scary things. I think I just want to start porting them. Just put in Batter Skull. Chalice feels like it might be doing something. They have 3 cards in hand. They tapped their green mana and then didn't do anything. So I think the plan is just, like, Batter Skull, attack with a Revoker, port. If I draw another land, I can, like, play an Equipped Sword next turn and still have port up. Also recruit something, but I don't know what I would want to recruit here. I can't recruit a Wasteland. Can you guys hear that beeping? I hope not. One of the cats is playing with a new toy we got her. And the beeping can be quite loud. Oh, okay. So you guys... I guess you guys can't hear it. I should close... I should lock her out. Yeah, you. Stop messing with that. Alright, the game has ended. We did it. I didn't feel like the game was over, but I guess my opponent did. Huh. Didn't even get to, like... They were still at 21. I don't know. Opponent had some real clunkers. We got him. Okay, as long as it's not, like, annoying, irritating to viewers. Opponent, I don't think they ever tapped a Cloud Post for mana that game. Like, they had the ability to tap one for 2 that game too, but I don't think they ever, like, cast any spells. Green 12 Post. We won game 1 for the first time ever. Although I've only played against that deck 3 times, so... Not exactly huge data points. Oh no, my internet. Oh god, it's dropping fast. Frames, come back. Alright, looks like it's okay. I don't know what's up with my internet recently. It's better than when it, like, just totally drops for no reason and just, like, chops up my streams. But I've been dropping, just randomly dropping frames here and there. Rather than just going down to 0. God, you guys are making me hungry. All this food talk. You had memory leaks in MTGO. Doesn't that happen like if you leave it running too long? Like if you can like close it and reopen it and it does better? I feel like I don't typically leave MTGO open long enough for it to do that, because it's just like the 2.5, 3 hours I usually stream. But I do know MTGO slowly eats all of your memory as you leave it running. There we go. To command refresh. Sheesh. Maybe that's the problem. I'll go look at it eventually. Oh, we're playing against Rich Shea. This is like the 3rd time I've played against him in the past like 2 or 3 weeks. We're 2-0 against him so far, so let's keep the record going. Sand sucks. Sand also sucks. Alright, well, so much for that plan. Fuck! 12 posts again. Is he on 12 posts? He was on, like, Miracles the first time, and then Depth the second time, I think. Alright. Keep the old 4. It's probably Mirror until just, like, not playing anything, and figuring out what he's on and then conceding, but I like trying to play games. Well, if they're an Ancient Tomb Chalice deck, I'm just going to attack with Mom. Guess they could have been like a Red Prison. They could, like, kill the Mom with Chandra or something. No, they're just on Eldrazi. Time to get Thought Knotted. Sure. Take my last card, jerk. This doesn't even attack into the Thought Knot. So is this Stompy or Post? I guess is the main question I want to get answered. I don't think Mom's gonna do a job. I don't think Mom's gonna do a good job protecting us. How did the post-match go? We 2-0'd them. They really, like, didn't do anything. They had some really clunky hands and they just died. Don't really know what happened, honestly. None of my decisions matter here. We are going to attack to get GT counters, since my opponent can just ping it with the Endbringer anyway. Hopefully... I guess if my opponent's smart, they just, like, kill me over 2 turns and don't play anything. So I can't tell the difference between Post and Stompy. Is Knight of Autumn playable in Legacy D&T? It's just, like, generally none of these cards are worth the splash, is the issue. They're, like, really powerful cards, but... Thought you were a good XJ. I haven't seen anything good for the 1 minute I've been here. We 2-0'd our last 2 opponents, Army. You walked in at the wrong time. Don't look. Don't look at the screen. Here, walk in now. Alright, we're starting game 2. I mean, I guess with legitimate we did get very unlucky there, but that's life. Give us away for XJ, you cowards. Actually, though. So what did I do last time? That looks about right. What did I cut? Ballista, Prelate, the Moms. I feel like I did something different yesterday, because I, like, shaved a Thalia. Did I leave in Ballista? Oh, yeah, I left in Ballista because I wanted answers to Mimic, and I don't know if my opponent's on Stompy or Post. Yeah, Mom's Garbo. I think the difference between Thalia and Walking Ballista is, like, pretty minimal, so shrug. Mom did try her best. I think this is probably fine. If I find out they're on Post, I might, like, or if I find out they're on Stompy, I might bring back in Ballista for game 3 or something. Also, if they're on Post, I'll bring in Cataclysms and such. I think I do want this hand. This hand's, like, a little slow, but double mana dial can be very powerful. I like a Tame Priest here. For what? Like, just killing things with Wisp? Might be better than a Thalia. These are the hands where I'm likely to just, like, not play anything for the first couple of turns. I'm just gonna, like, use Rishadenport Wasteland. Yeah, especially if they just don't cast anything. As long as we can hit land drops and we can just prevent them from doing things, there's a chance you could, like, steal games from their land light hands. Yeah, over a Thalia might be fine. Wasteland me. Am I wastelanding back? We only have 3 lands now. I don't love wastelanding back. Still have 7 cards in hand. There's no... A lot of similars using into the mirror and Priest as a trap in the mirror. I mean, the difference is that you're not weaponizing any of your opponent's cards with Priest, right? At bare minimum, this card's just a 2/2, whereas in the mirror, at bare minimum, it's a 2/2 that makes your opponent, gives your opponent 3/1 Vindicates. I think there's a better chance we win this game with a Wasteland than not. Everyone in chat. All right, chat. Chat wants Stone Rains. Chat gets Stone Rains. Oh, they're on Post. Neat. And we drew the land. Even neater. So we're boarding Cataclysms if we get to a game 3. I think I still want Batterskull, though, over, like, anything else. Wait, does this deck play Reshaper? Ooh, sick. the anti-weaponize of your file. Oh, okay, yeah. It turns off your files, but that Wasteland was an insane draw. Opponent on Infinite Reshapers. Wasn't familiar with them playing both Reshaper and, like, the posts in the same strategy. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just, like, not remembering the Eldrazi post lists very well. No Wisp on my own Wasteland. I want to put it in this Batter Skull. I'll just attack. If they want to double block, we have Wisp to reset the Batter Skull. They get like 2 land, or like 2 card draw. But I'm going to have to give them some number of card draw anyway. Post and Reshaper is mainstream. The Wasteland. Okay, the Wasteland's weird. I guess that does make sense. Deal. They get to draw 2 cards, but we essentially just get to kill these things for free. They get to draw 2 cards and, like, possibly ramp, which is much scarier. I hate it when they reshape into Reshaper. Obnoxious. And I. What's up, Darkview? Yeah, this is like just the 3rd time we've played against Riche in the past like two or 3 weeks or something. So my opponent has a lot of mana. We have 5 for Eldrazi stuff. We can't Jailer this thing out of the way. Just have to be careful of Reality Smasher at that point. But we'll have like 6 toughness back between Jailer and the Vigilant Germ. Oh, never mind. Probably saying goodbye to Palace Jailer. Three Chalices, 2 Cataclysm. You becoming conformist. I just want it. Stop it with these reshapers. I wanted to figure out if, like, if the 3rd Chalice is enough, like, if Storm is a big enough reason to be playing the 3rd Chalice. So I could play Crusader here. Set up for, like, suiting up with, like, a GTA or a sword. Yeah, this deck is sweet. 10 out of 10 would buy into. If it's your cup of tea. I wonder if I attack here. I'm not sure I do. I just trades with these reshapers and they can just draw more cards, which is scary. We can just try to set up suiting up a Wisp with like sword pulse equip. Dredge is also gas, to be fair. Yeah, I think we're just getting in with Wisp. And playing a Mystic, gonna get sword. Reshaper into Reshaper is like Recruiter into Recruiter. Except they get 3/2s. We get 1/1s. This is not fair. 18-1 against Eldrazi Post. Yeah, that makes sense. The Night Wasteland Life from the Loam deck versus the I want to play a lot of lands deck. 5, 6, 7 mana? That's kind of rude, isn't it? It's a lot of damage. We can find a 5th land, we just get to, like, just go to town with this Crusader, though. Like that. Hopefully they don't have something to take this Crusader off the table, because it is about to beat down. No, the Wasteland. Can Recruiter grab Reshaper? I suppose technically, yes. Ugh. This ain't good. So I could gain 8 life, then this Endbringer like shuts me down pretty hard. This Endbringer is really rude. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I don't have 6 mana, so I can't just equip the GT to try and do something. Still doesn't even take the Endbringer off, because I can just block with a Reshaper. I feel like I kind of want to gain 8 life. Yeah, Megazord that gets like super nerfed by this Endbringer is the issue. You need to find an answer to it. We have a lot of answers to it, to be fair. Equip and Sling, let the opponent figure it out. I mean, they're just going to block with a Reshaper. I'm going to gain 8 life. And they're going to have, like, 11 to attack me with. I only gain 8 because when they block with Reshaper, the first strike damage is going to kill it, so second strike, like the normal strike, isn't going to deal any damage. So I don't get to gain anything, but I think Equip is probably the right play. We can, like, start equipping to other things, too. We have more creatures. It's got Vigilance, but, like, this thing can make it not attack or block. We just have to use 1 mana every turn. Or I guess 2 mana total per turn cycle. Reveal Thought-Knot. Rip the Stoneforge, I guess. So much for that plan. My opponent can kill me in 2 turns, too, because we're at 22. They can attack me for 11 twice. So I think we're actually very dead unless we draw, like, Plow, Revoker, Path. That's a Revoker. Let's top deck Kata. We didn't board in Kata because we weren't sure if they were on Post or Stompy after game 1. Also, Kata would be really awkward against, like, Endbringer versus Crusader. But this is a Phyrexia Revoker, which it means I think I'm alive. One, two, three, 4, 5. They're getting close to the point of eye fooding. It has 3 whole cards in play whose existence I approve of. I don't even... Which ones would those even be? What is it, like Glimmer Post, Wasteland? And Bringer. Alright, well, we're not dead yet. Yikes. Probably getting ever closer to Ayafugan mana. Oh, never mind, we're just dead. They just have Ballista. I was thinking that once they get to 7 mana, they can eye for a Ballista. Now we're just fucked. They just make this not block. Murder me. Such is life. Pretty rough one. Had, like, the double Wasteland port and opponent, like, flooded out horribly. And managed to have, like, 3 Thought-Knot Seers. Can't win them all. And that was Eldrazi Post. Though we lost in almost exactly the same fashion we would have against Eldrazi Stompy. No, Not that that matters particularly for my data. Where's post? I always like... And 4, yeah. 4 Matter Reshaper was really obnoxious. Would have had the stream sucks. None of our games have actually been particularly interesting, to be fair. Like, my Storm opponent rolled over and died, my 12-post opponent rolled over and died, and then my Eldrazi opponent rolled me over, and I died. God, I always forget where... Oh, there's Eldrazi post. It's like so far down on the list. Real talk the way for reasons. Well, I guess I just went over that now, so the delay will catch up and inform you what I just played against. Game 1, my ant opponent just ad-naused into killing themselves, and then game 2, they just had a real clunker of a hand, I guess, and we got to wasteland them a bunch, man, denial them out of the game, and then find rest in peace. I don't even know what the games against mono green 12-post were, though. Opponent had like a single a cloud post in play at any point in the game. Oh, rip. So yeah, Ant, and then mono green 12-post, and then Eldrazi post have been our matches so far. And shut up, Windows Defender virus software. Yeah, a lot of non-starters today. I think we've won the die roll 4 times too. You're gonna face another Stompy deck then? Maybe. What if this hand's keepable? Not especially good. We're gonna like keep this hand and then play against Storm again, like we did last time. Well, we did win with our like triple Stoneforge Mother of Runes hand against Storm. Variant Catacombs. Into Underground Sea. Into Delver. So Death Shadow? I think I'm gonna wasteland this. I want to get a job at WotC and make shitty signed cards. Hey, no Delver flip. Just bug Delver? Oh man, what is this, 2012? Later, Army. I keep like wanting to play this GTA, but I haven't given them an opportunity to daze anything yet, right? Because I played Vile and I wastelanded and then played Vile, so I don't want to get this dazed. I think I'd rather just sit on it and port them. I guess I should wait till the Delver trigger happened. They could have like brainstormed in response, used that mana. Oh yeah, we managed to annihilating the shit out of my opponent. Seems like they don't care that much though. But we have double Vile, so it's not like our lands are super relevant. Nah. Vile bluffing's boring. Stoneforge, it's a good draw. I'm just gonna keep porting my opponent, though. I cast 2 Cataclysms in the same game earlier tonight. My opponent picked it up both times. Nice. Cataclysm, fair and balanced. Definitely not fucked up. File Bluff is 5D chess. File Bluff is just like... There are times where it's definitely relevant, and you should do it. And there's just a lot of times where it's totally irrelevant, and also times that, like, it is actively bad to File Bluff, and people do it anyway. Those are my favorite times. What was that fetch about? Do they know the top card of their deck? I thought they were gonna, like, brainstorm. I don't think they knew the top card of their deck. Oh no, my Rashadan port. Rip that Stoneforge doing anything. Just gonna be Flicker Wisping this Insectile Aberration. They have Fatal Push that has Revolt active, so this isn't even going to be able to do anything. Playing around Arbiter. I had the Vial on too! I could have just Arbitered them if... Also, this is Legacy, but ignoring that fact, like, they were also just not playing around Arbiter. Sure. Fatal Push my thing. Oh no. The big fish. It is time. Oh, my chair decided to send. Okay, there we go. You got comments. Well, we're on match 4, I think. Probably be done in like half an hour. Aishinaz. Guess I want Batterskull here. We're like very mana choked, and if we draw a second land, we can actually do something. So notably, they still have this Fatal Push in hand. I think I still want one of these on 2, though. There's like a lot of viable 2-drops that we could draw. Oof, that's a good one. Unfortunately, they could easily just still have a Daze. Which is really annoying. Like, as much as I really want to play with Skurmog. Daze would be pretty obnoxious. I think I'd rather just sit on it. I'll just sit back here. Flips off Ponder, sure. Find a Brainstorm so you can, like, not have Daze in your hand. Interesting. I'd love to just kill this Delver. I think I'm just taking 5. What am I vialing in, though? They're gonna have Revolt online. Why no attack? I wanted to block. And I wanted to have the availability for this other Wisp to do something else. Yeah, it'd be real nice to have a second land. But that's life. Because I also could, like, block the Gurmag and just flicker it, but flickering my Stoneforge doesn't feel like it gets a lot of value considering my current mana problems. It would save me 5 life, but I think I'd rather just have access to a Flicker Wisp. I assume we're going to be pondering, yeah. I might just put it in Howled Spiritkeeper. I don't think my opponent's going to push... It would be very aggressive to just push the Stoneforge with an active Vial on 3. Oh, you can push the Stoneforge in response to, like, the attempted Blink. Which is, like, maybe fine, because I don't really care about getting the Stoneforge pushed. think I just want to, like, make Howled Spirit Keeper. If he wants to push that, we get 2 spirits. If he doesn't... Oh, here we go. Deal. Kill this. Yes! Now we can get even more spirits. Can we find a land? Hmm, that's a magic card, I guess. Take 5 to 5 and put Battle Skull. Can we file on our GTA too? Please. Yeah, now this Howled Spirit Keeper is just bananas. We don't have to worry about, like, getting burned out, because this is Bug Delver. So they just don't have bolts. Because I suppose it technically could... No, they had, like, a bunch of Verdants. They're not, like, great. They're not, like, weird 4-color garbage. They specifically had Verdant Catacombs. I wonder if I'm supposed to, like, double block. Best case, I get 4 spirits and kill the Gurmag. Worst case, I get, like, 3 spirits. I think I'm game for that. Also have a Flicker Wisp, so I can just say, if they kill one of my things, I can just Flicker Wisp out the Gurmag. I'm tempted to name Abandoned Hope. But I guess, I don't know, Liliana's probably scarier. Liliana, Last Hope. It's probably just gonna die anyway, so. They're just letting this happen? Fucking deal, I guess. Howled Spirit Keeper with the mono white Lingering Souls. I guess we don't know those things are gone. This deck is from 2014. Liliana Last Hope didn't exist then. Fair. Delver, alright, sure. I feel like I just want to, like, Wisp. Just race. I can probably just not do that and still be fine. Hey, that's actually a magic card that I can use. Boy, I can't wait to play Bug Delver Legacy. I'll just wail on him. We should, like, Jailer this Delver. Next turn, at least. Take my Vows before in 3. We can even, like, Flicker Wisp the Jailer for more value. Wow, Delver doesn't flip. Feels bad, man. Tarmogoyf. That's a magic card, I suppose. My opponent is in for a really bad time in a second. I am the only one stopping me from casting this Plow. That is for sure. But there's also, like, very little upside to casting it versus the possible upside of eventually finding another land to play around Daze. If my opponent doesn't have a removal spell with their 1 tropical island, they're in for a very bad time. Hey, we did it. Look at that. Goodbye, Tarmogoyf. Bonus flank. What was Dreamcast? Have you ever stacked those triggers wrong? You can't stack them wrong. I don't even like look at what matters, because the other one, the exile trigger is it's exiled until your opponent becomes the monarch, so it doesn't care if there's no monarch in play at the time. In fact, you could stifle the monarch trigger and just exile a guy forever. Wow, that felt a little bit dirty, not gonna lie. Alright, Bug Delver, Blast from the Past. A deck where Rest in Peace is actually reasonable to sideboard. Always get the crown first for royalty. The correct way is just target first so you don't click there. I think that's what I do. I'm not sure if I do that on purpose or it's just like reflex of like, oh, I'm just gonna click this thing on. But I think that's generally what I do, is like, I think it's always like the bottom trigger on the stack is the targeting one. Anyway, I want these, like, might want a Recruiter. This matchup, like, weirdly goes a lot grindier than a lot of the other Delver matchups. Revoker sucks, I know that. Jailer. They're stealing all our cards. There was a Brightling Miracles in the Legacy challenge. This was like Shave X ones, right? Bug Delver played Dread of Night back in 1994 when they played Bug Delver. This Prelate also is terrible. So I definitely want these. We cut Ballista. Ballista only pings off Delver. It's really embarrassing against like Tarmogoyf and Gurmag. I think I could buy Shaping like a Thalia. Jeez, everyone ripping on poor opponent for playing Bug Delver. I mean, honestly, fair. Bug Delver is dated, to say the least. GTA is fine. They're like still a creature deck. You use GTA like beat up even like Tarmogoyfs at times. I don't hate this. I definitely don't love it. My brain just is not operating in like sideboarding against Rug Delver mode. Or Bug Delver. I vaguely want this Prelate. If I see Dread of Night, I might even like bring in Relic Order, but Relic Order seems really clunky. It's better against the Dread of Night decks that also can't very easily kill it. I feel like I shouldn't keep one land Vial on the draw against the Daze deck. Ugh. I want this, but I don't think I can have it. I think I need, like, lands or better spells to cast. I guess we have, like, multiple removal. I think I do want to bottom this, though. Cast a cantrip. Oh, Thoughtseize. I think I'd rather see Thoughtseize than Delver of Secrets. I think I'm gonna need to add a Bug Delver column to my data spreadsheet. Take my only creatures. Pretty reasonable. Thoughtseize. New tech from the hot new standard set Theros. They had Gurmag, so they're not like they're not living in the Stone Age. They're not. If they were playing Tombstalkers, that'd be another story. Oh no threats. More removal, interesting. Kind of scared of like a planeswalker of some sort. Like planeswalker with like force or daze backup. Suppose we're just Rashad importing to try to kind of prevent that. Oh yeah, he had Fatal Push too. That's yeah, Fatal Push came after Lily of the Last Hope, right? So my opponent could have had Lily in their deck. Is this a Tarmogoyf? Sure. Oh jeez. Really flooding on this removal. Not that it's like a bad thing. Is Plow better than Path here? I think 3 is like pretty low on the end of like life I can give them. The only less life I can give them is plowing a unflipped Delver. Whereas Path can gain them less life eating like a Gurmag later. So I think I just want to plow this. Well, we have infinite removal for their threats. We just need to find something to kill stuff. Also, more lands. Also, hopefully basic lands. Oof. And I'm just gonna run this into a daze. Nice. It's like a True Name Nemesis. Yeah, they got that in their deck. Look at that. We do have 2 judgments. Assuming we ever hit a land. I might put out Jailer now that I know they have True Names. Wasn't sure if I should be expecting that card. Jailer is pretty embarrassing against True Name Nemesis. What on earth is this card? What on earth are they casting here? Okay. I'm still, so this is a Gurmag Angler. They just needed black mana. Sure. Alright, they don't have basics. Good to know. Be nice if we could find a land. Yeah, recruiter for True Name seems like real sick. Some guy came into the D&T Discord talking about blue-white other taxes. The mana base just seems like a fucking dumpster fire, though. All your blue cards. Haha, we got 2 Council Judgments to answer that True Name. We're just hoping they don't have a daze. So we were pretty priced into just jamming this Council Judgment as soon as we find a land. Oh wow, I actually have a Bug Delver thing on here. This isn't the first time. Yeah. This actually puts me further away from casting Council's Judgment. Maybe I don't even cast it. Yeah, he was talking about Vendilion Click, Venser, and True Name as like the main things, and like Crocus, Vendilion Click, and Crocus, Venser are hot. But then just like play Legends Miracles, or like Legends Stoneblade or whatever. Well, yeah, I just don't even think casting the Thalia is worth it. This True Name will kill us before we hit our 4th land. Wait, they take the Crusader over Council Judgment? I guess because they couldn't take one. They're like, might as well just leave them with both. One day we'll hit land number 3. Play Legends without miracles or Stoneforge. Oh yeah, the Joe set special of Stoneforge-less Legends Stoneblade. It was just like blue-white Legends control. The Joe set special. A Delver, sure. Maybe one day we'll find a land. Maybe one day we won't find a land. It's probably flips because they kept, yeah. So now we go to 5, which is just really, really dangerous. Because we need to top deck the land immediately or we die, but then we have a lot of answers to, like, to follow up on the Delver after we go to 2. Assuming we hit a land here. Land. Fuck, we're dead. It's a shitty game to lose, but that's life. The old turn 9 2 lands. 3 lands. We got wastelanded, I think. Yeah, we got our port wastelanded. So they have Trinium in their deck. I don't hate cutting Jailer. Jailer's just so miserable against Trinium Nemesis. And we just have, like, a bunch of removal spells for their stuff anyway, which it's not like we need Jailer to kill things. And Recruiter helps us grind. Legacy is the best format. Everybody should play Legacy. I wish everyone could play Legacy, because I think a lot of people that have not played Legacy would enjoy playing it. Can I stop having these dumpster fire-ass hands? Can I stop drawing Batterskull in my opener today? Holy shit. Is it worth going to 5? This is like a pretty serviceable 6 if we can hit a second land. I think this. I'm supposed to keep this. No, but this is not a game that we're playing around days. The hand is great. The hand is very not great against the Abrupt Decay Force of Will deck. Notably, my Vial cannot get dazed, but Abrupt Decay is definitely a card that exists. And Batterskull in the opener makes it just, like, essentially a 6 already. And while I would keep a 1-land Vial hand on a 6, I think the Mulligan gives us a lot more options. I like this hand a lot more than I liked the... I liked this hand with a Scry a lot more than I liked the 7. Like I said, we're not, like, playing around days. Our hand is very clunky, and we don't have any lands. Yeah, it was, like, Wasteland, Vial, Batterskull, and, like, a bunch of garbage cards. There was, like, a Mom, I guess. Mom, some 3s. I forget what they were already. But just, like, Wasteland, Aether Vial against the Abrupt Decay deck, especially with Batterskull in it, just didn't seem like my cup of tea. Land. Don't love being in the exact same position we lost last game, too. One was topped on Preordained twice. Feels scary, man. Third land. Top. Keep on Ponder. Drain is probably very good, whatever we're looking for. Yeah, sure, daze me. Gotta play through all these dazes anyway. I just hope we're not getting wastelanded, but I imagine we are. Yeah. Interesting that they went for the wasteland and not the port. I guess they can wasteland a port in the future. They can't really wasteland a wasteland if it's untapped. 5 cards in hand. Could be a third daze. I really want to jam this Crusader, though. I'm gonna jam it. Oh, they just have actual force. Sure. Cuts them down on resources, at least. They did flip off of a second force. What do they cut? Leaving. Usually you shave like some number of like dazes or forces, especially on the draw, but it's also why I feel like I might have wanted to wasteland the port over the wasteland. Because I can always just use this port for mana later, whereas if I want to wasteland them, then I'm just losing my land forever. So I don't really need to look at their graveyard. Dismember. Interesting. It doesn't really matter what I port here. They have the fetch land. Might have trimmed or cut Gurmag. Hard to tell what they left in. The worst. Yeah. I'm not sure what they did leave in. They might have like sideboarded out some of their threats and became like bug control or something, but I don't know. Seems weird. Because like Delver, if they're setting out threats, Delver's probably the worst threat, right? Go get a mom. You got Jace in hand. Jace would make some sense. Like Jace with force backup. And the Bug Delver decks did actually like play Jace once upon a time. Rude. No Jace. Alright, trying this one again, I guess. They're getting close to hardcast force territory. Oh, never mind, deal. They just force pitching force? Left in 3 force wheels, 2 dazes. What is even happening in this game? Well, it's down to top decking versus 2 removal spells, so I like our odds. I almost don't want to play that. Yeah. I'd imagine if they left in three forces, they left in 4. I wonder if playing that was wrong. They might have like Ham to Turox. Yeah, usually like it's fine to shave dazes on the draw and like maybe like shave some of the other counters on the play instead, but they just like left in a bunch of forces and dazes, so I'm confused on what they cut. I haven't really seen anything like very sideboard worthy though, so maybe they just like didn't bring in anything. Ah, the perfect draw. I'm really glad they left in all these forces, I guess, because we kind of just like killed a bunch of cards in their hand. They just like 2-for-1 themselves on like Mother of Runes. Yeah, 3-drop to play. Sure name. Alright, well, hopefully they don't have... I don't know that they could actually counter this. They can't even, like, spell pierce it. Which, honestly, wouldn't even bat an eye. Opponent and I are flooding out pretty hard. Alright, well, top deck war. Yeah. Not a bad one. And we're going to immediately draw Howl's Spirit Keeper, but... Notably, porting is going to maintain being pretty relevant throughout this game, because they are one land away from just casting Gurmag Angler. Yeah, our draws haven't been good. Our opponent's draws have also, like, not been very good. Hey, a draw. I think, honestly, I just want Batterskull here as just, like, a very hard-to-answer threat. Rather than, like, get an equipment here and my Stoneforge dies and we're back to square one. Batterskull can't get out of my hand for a turn, but they've cast, like, 2 Thoughtseizes this game, and they can't, like, have, like, Snapcaster or something. And before flip off Thoughtseize. Flip off Force. And they shuffle it away, sure. Oh no, they can hardcast Gurmag with 1 more land. Oof. It's pretty nice. I think I actually am just going to cast this sword. They shuffled away the Force. What is the odds that they just drew it? Afraid of a rotting fish. Man, yeah, if they hit land drop... I don't know, they just lose. Never mind. if they go 7th land drop, hardcast Gurmag Angler, I guess we just, like, Batterskull, equip sword, murdered them, but... We did it! We won that. I was starting to get nervous there. After our horrendous mulligans. And they had, like, 1 card in their hand that they never did anything with for a while, so I was assuming it was, like, something uncastable like Gurmag. Tarmogoyf you can at least play. It's like an 0-1. Alright, last round time. Let's go. Oh, we lost the die roll. I think it's the first time in this league today. Woof. Bullcrog is not great, but the rest of this hand's pretty fine. I think I'll keep. Time for Elf. Shut up, Chylith. This is Elves and banning you. Grixis, Allurin, Elves post. God, I still have flashbacks to 4-color Stoneblade Allurin. Whatever the heck that deck was. Cannot beat Spell Snare. Oh god. Oh no! Oh. Someone call static. Well, I guess this is the way to end the league. And it wasn't Elves, it was just way worse than Elves. This is definitely a matchup where I wanted to win the die roll, but... Hey, maybe my opponent doesn't do anything, they just... These Manamorphoses draw blanks. You're cursed. Oh shit! Oh shit! Guys, there's a chance! There's a chance we can steal a game. Opponent wisely plays their Lotus Petal. We did it! We'd steal game 1. Did they just quadruple Manamorphose? They triple Manamorphosed and passed. Otherwise known as the let's go to game 2 move. Not incorrect. I guess I might have wanted Sword there instead. Because I could just like play equip Sword. Alright, I really want to win this match, so I just get to go rub it in Static's face. Interesting choice to not scoop. Yeah, they played it out a little bit. We got 3 Chalices. Alright, what am I doing for this matchup? Do I want Surgicals? Those do anything? It's much better. Yeah, we have 3 Chalices, so there's a chance that we can actually, like, win game 3, because, like, we can just Chalice on the play. So we want just, like, all of these, right? Cut Jailer, cut Ballista, cut Spirit Keeper, cut Plows. I just cut Moms? Cut Skull. Skull's like one of the only ways you beat their empty hands, though. Sometimes they like empty for 10. I'd say cut like GTR Sword before. Definitely before Skull. Do they have interaction? They don't have interaction, right? I can just like cut Moms. What are they Burning Wish for in this deck? It's not like they're gonna Burning Wish for bounce spells, right? I think GTA would be my first cut if I'm shaving equipment. Just like similar to the Storm matchup. Sword's the fastest clock, and Batterskull beats empty, much like against Ant and Tess. They're Burning Wish for board wipe. Oh yeah, they have like they have damage-based board wipes, though, right? So, like, it's not like... That takes so much mana, though, that there's already a Thalia in play, but... And these are very marginal decisions. If you can survive the first, like, one turn of the game, you can win with, like, a ham sandwich after that anyway. I don't want to cut Stoneforge, because the first one's really relevant at trying to actually beat Gobos. I suppose we can just cut a Wisp. Struggle doesn't really actually do anything in this matchup, but anything that has any iota of having a chance of doing something in this matchup for 0 mana, alright, I think we just, like, snap keep, right? And if we survive turn 1, we can just jam Chalice on 0 and then, like, go from there. We also have Stoneforge to try and beat, like, a smallish Gobbo hand. Yes. What's your good news all the time? We're going to wasteland that Taiga, too. Assuming we don't die right here, which it's looking like we're going to die right here. So is this Burning Wish crack LED? Oh no, they got a lot more. Oh, is this just actual Belcher me? Deterministic kill. Got a Spring Tuition Waiver. That's awesome all the time. Nice. Oh no, this is Burning Wish for. Oh, are we on some diminishing returns perhaps? I mean, I'm in for that. I don't think mathematically we're ever able to beat 12 goblins on the play. I guess we're doing some diminishing returns. This does have a fizzle rate. Not a good one, but a fizzle rate. I get to choose number of cards I want to draw? Oh, I will select 7. Oof, this hand's bad. Also, I feel like we're still dead, so I don't think it mattered. Man, feels Burning Inquiry, man. It's like I just got Burning Inquiry for 7. But also, we are just super dead here, because they're just gonna, like, cast Empty the Warrens and we're gonna die. God, I hope they don't have it. They're just gonna untap with so much mana, though, and we literally can't. We need to draw Running Lands to Thalia them. Oh, do they have, like, actual Burning Wish Tendrils me? This looks like Burning Wish Tendrils. That's why they made double black, yeah. Alright, both teams tried hard. It was well fought. Notably, if we draw another Chalice hand, we actually can beat that. Like, I think we're just hard mulliganing for Chalice. We have 3 in the deck. Like, I don't think I'm keeping, like, a Thalia hand. Maybe, like, Thalia Stoneforge 2 lands. I would love to play first. God. I just don't think I'm supposed to keep these hands, right? Is it worth having counter the Experimental Frenzy Belcher? Yeah, I think one of the times I played against Belcher, it was Experimental Frenzy. Not that it makes this matchup much different for me. Am I supposed to just, like, keep this hand and cross my fingers? Or am I supposed to just hard mulligan for Chalice? This hand is very good if they have, like, empty for, I think, 12 goblins or less. Or if they don't go off on turn 1. I think we just kind of have to bite the bullet and keep these hands. Hopefully my opponent mulligans. Nope. Alright. Yeah, Chalice is not guaranteed. That's my main thing. I'm able to hate you, coward. We have Thalia's hate. It's just slow hate. The fact that we also have Stoneforge to like beat an empty for I think 12 or less mathematically. All right, stop there. Pass the turn. Pass it. Pass it back. Nope. Nope. Stop casting. Stop it. Stop it. Empty the warrens. Cast and empty the warrens. They're emptying for 14 goblins. Mathematically, can we beat that? Yeah, well, I'm just gonna play it out rather than sitting here and do the math. So I'm not sure. I honestly just don't know. Hey, we found the chalice. I don't think the math works out in my favor. Casting the chalice doesn't realistically matter here. So they have 13 goblins. We can block 2 of them. Take 11. No, this is exact lethal. I think we needed a Mother of Runes in order to actually survive this. I think this is exact lethal as it sits right now. Because we take 13 and then we take 11. And then we gain 4. Yeah. Exactsies. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the math... I think 14 is the flashpoint for beating Stoneforge on the draw. We get 2 blocks, so we get Violent Athalia. If we had 3 blocks, we could just win. Or if we had, like, a Mother of Runes or something. Oh, my opponent is actually emptying for War Strike. Yeah. Like, they don't get to cast War Strike now. No, yeah, I gotta convince my opponent I can block with the Stoneforge and the Battle Skull at the same time. Maybe they'll fall for it. That vow was a Stoneforge or a land, I get. No, it'd have to have been it had to have been, had Athalia. Or not had Athalia, had a Mother of Runes. Yeah, I gotta. Skull costs mana. Unfortunate. But I mean, it's Belcher. Like, you kind of have to hope for the best for that one. I'm not really disappointed we lost that match. It was exciting because we got game 1, but it's all luck anyway. Did my opponent cast a 0 there? Opponent actually notably didn't use a single 0 drop. So, like, mulligan into Chalice wouldn't have even done anything. I think that hand's pretty defensible. We could have beaten exactly 12 goblins or like a not turn 1 kill with that hand, and I think that's like enough of the field that you want to like just snap off that hand. Alright. Belcher. I'm taking Belcher to 3 every time. All 3 times I've played it. Yeah. You just have to take risks there, Prey. You can beat a certain subset of their hands, so you have to just keep and hope that they have one of those hands. Like, okay, we kept the hand knowing if they empty for 12, or if they can't kill me on turn 1, then we win the game, and then we're basically dead if they do anything else. So that's about as good as you can ask, besides like obviously having Chalice and Thalia and stuff. But having Chalice and Thalia and Stoneforge still wouldn't have changed the outcome of that one. Because we could have had Mom. Mom lets us win that game, but that's it. Also, I'm 3-0 in game 1s against Belcher. That math does not check. I'm 1-2 in matches, but yeah, felt good again today. So we got really unlucky with like mulligans and stuff against Eldrazi post, and then obviously we played Belcher, which is rancid. We beat up Storm, we beat up Mono Green 12 post, and then we beat up Bug Delver. Yeah, kind of a weird day. Just like a lot of weird decks. Anyway, I guess Chalice pulled its fair share. Played against Ant and Belcher. So I think I'm going to be playing stuff like this going forward. I like this 75 right now. Feels pretty good. The third Chalice, I think, hedges until Storm dies back down, and I want to plan against other matchups. There are a lot of post decks running around, which is why I was actually liking the third Cataclysm more and more. It was because, in addition to Miracles and Grixis, is really good against the various Cloud post decks. A chance I might go back to that at some point, but obviously it's just tweak the sideboard to take in meta considerations. But anyway, let's go find somebody to host. Who is playing Legacy? Romario Vidal is a big Legacy streamer. He's always on after me, so we're gonna go with him. He's a cool dude. Has 3 Chalice treating you. Well, this is literally the first league that we played it. So it was fine. We played against Storm and then Belcher, so it's like some pretty reasonable matchups that we wanted. Some matchups that we wanted Chalice, maybe not reasonable matchups. We almost beat Belcher, and we did beat Storm. Not really thanks to Chalice though. But I think I'm going to be testing triple Chalice going forward. I think I like it right now because there's just like a bunch of Storm floating around in the format. I played against Ant in like 3 or 4 consecutive leagues. Just have been queuing into it a lot recently. Thanks. Shoutouts to Cyrus, who's definitely at fault for that one. But I could also see like an Ethersworn Canonist on the board or something, but I still like having cards that are good against like Miracles and stuff. Need to test it against Grixis and all that jazz. But anyway, if you like the content today, you want to see more stuff, we stream a bunch of Death and Taxes here, so drop me a follow, subscribe, or donate. Follows are totally free, help you know when I'm going live, helps other people find my content, all that good stuff. Subscriptions get you a sweet Thalia emote and Thraben-themed subscription badge in the chat, and donations, I'd be more than happy to play a list you wanted to see run through a league. Primarily Death and Taxes stuff here. Talk to me beforehand. Spirit of Labyrinth? Ugh. Spirit of Labyrinth in the sideboard? Ugh. Sounds even worse. Other than that, you can follow me on Twitter or subscribe on YouTube. YouTube is where I post all my streams after they're live. This is a bunch of archived footage of my millions and millions of streams there. And Twitter is when I post when I'm going live, as well as paper results, other stuff, being banned, being blocked by Jeff Hoogland on Twitter. The good stuff. Anyway, that's going to be all for tonight. And we'll see you guys all tomorrow. Say hi to Romario for me. And have a good one.